President Joe Biden's claim this past weekend that he wanted the power to shut down the border has alarmed both current and former Department of Homeland Security personnel. During a Saturday campaign stop in South Carolina, Biden stated that Republicans and Democrats are making real progress on a package that would add additional border security measures. At the First in the Nation luncheon in South Carolina, Biden stated, "It would also give me, as president, the emergency authority to shut down the border until it can get back under control. I would immediately close the border and make the necessary repairs if that bill were passed into law today." His words were in line with a comment he made on Friday night, stating that the day I sign the bill into law, he will close the border if necessary. The bill under consideration would compel DHS to close the border if the average daily number of migrant encounters reached 5,000 during a 7-day period, or if the number of crossings in a single day surpasses 8,500, according to two sources familiar with the negotiations. 1,400 undocumented migrants would be permitted to enter the country lawfully each day during a shutdown. However, the restrictions would not end until fewer than 75% of the total number of migrant interactions occurred, and those numbers would remain below 75% for a period of 2 weeks. According to the sources, that degree of restriction might keep the border closed for several months. At the moment, Border Patrol agents detain and process migrants who enter the country illegally from the South. Of those, about 85% are released into the United States, with dates to appear before an immigration judge to decide whether to grant them asylum or deport them back to their countries of origin. Although Mexico has committed to returning 30,000 migrants per month from Venezuela, Nicaragua, Haiti, and Cuba, many more than that amount are entering the United States from those nations. According to 2 former and 2 current DHS officials, the United States would require Mexico's assistance in bringing back a far larger number of migrants in order to close the border and prevent asylum seekers. An administration official refuted the notion that border closures would result in pandemonium. Congress should enact a bipartisan agreement that provides new enforcement tools and extra funding to secure the border, as stated by the president. The president requested those extra resources in his supplemental, which is why they will be essential to our capabilities, according to an administration official. Biden, according to one of the 2 former officials, is conveying a political message rather than one that is grounded in practical logistics. The former official declared, "You can't shove back 8,000 migrants a day without the Mexicans' approval. You would incite wild outbursts in the areas where the border is weakest." In the past, isolated sections of Arizona, like Lukeville and Del Rio, Texas, have been vulnerable points along the border. In 2021, about 10,000 Haitians gathered there, overwhelming the Border Patrol's forces. According to a different former official, several rank-and-file agents and officers of Customs and Border Protection are offended by Biden's suggestion to shut down the border because they believe it will only produce more unrest rather than provide a solution. The second former official remarked, "It seems to be strictly political." At this point, CBP and Border Patrol are pretty upset. The 2 current officials acknowledged that there are concerns regarding the plan, but they also emphasized that comparable restrictions employed during Title 42, the COVID program intended to prevent asylum seekers from crossing, were only temporarily implemented. A request for comment from a Mexican government spokeswoman was not answered. A request for comment from DHS was likewise met with silence.